And good morning, everyone. Welcome to our morning market update for Friday, May 31st of 2019. It's the last day of May today on the calendar, and then tomorrow it's June. I like June because June is my birthday month, right? So you get all these presents. No, I'm not. My presence is your presence. All right. Now let's stop being cheesy and carry on with the morning market update. We have a great one today. There's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets and a lot of opportunities. So let's seize it and take advantage. Morning market fun fact for today is in this day in 2000, a company known as Lucent Technologies announced that it was buying Chromatis Networks, all right, an optical networking company for $4.5 billion. It's not small money. Bob Barron, the CEO and leader of Chromatis, said that his company would bring in several hundred million dollars in revenues over the next year, even though Chromatis had virtually no clients as of this moment. So if you guys are following along with the story, it's pretty much the tech bubble here. In August 2001, just a short month, 15 months later, Chromatis went down as the most overpriced acquisition of all time, and Lucent shut it down and wrote it off the book. All right. So there you go, $4.5 billion with not a single customer. Whereas I think in today's market, we're getting 4.5 billion customers with no dollars. All right, so it's that tech picture sort of flipped. We value scale, big networks, people, the ecosystem sort of, but we're not really as focused on revenues and profits as a traditional investor would be. Case in point, before we get into the obvious elephant in the room, Donald Trump and Mexico, Uber, this isn't too often that a public company gets to record $1 billion quarterly loss and see its shares go up 2%. All right, but that's what Uber did. The CEO said that, first of all, the loss was on a lot of marketing expenses. All right, Uber has to be competitive to market to its drivers, market to consumers, so they spend a lot of money in their marketing efforts. But the CEO says, our story is simple. We're the global player, and our job is to grow fast, at scale, and more efficiently for a long, long time. All right. Also, he made a statement that Uber will cut back on its customer promotions and marketing expenses, and that should decline the steep loss of their book. Right, $1 billion in a quarter. That's some serious money, and so they're aiming to lose less. All right, just think about that. A company's telling you we lost $1 billion. We're publicly traded. We're gonna lose less in the future. Yeah. And, that works in today's markets. It works. Let me tell you something. It works until it doesn't, because there's going to come a moment where if we see some more economic downside and some more economic pressure, like we've seen over the last little bit, we're seeing economic events deteriorate. All right. If one day the investors are going to just wake up and say, screw this, why do I own this company? I'm going into safety. I'm going to sell this company. And then they're going to trigger a sell wave. And more investors are going to say, if he's selling, I'm selling. And then stop losses are going to get hit. And that's how sharp moves lower work. I'm not trying to sort of get you away from Uber. What I'm telling you, though, is if you like companies like Uber who are valued steeply, who aren't generating any income or profit, it's a longer term play. All right. You're hoping that Uber's around 20, 30 years from now, not one or two. All right. So just something I want to bring up to you guys. Now, let's get to the big news yesterday. Yesterday, Donald Trump tweeted a new policy decision. All right. And he rained on his southern neighbor, Mexico. He said that the United States will impose a 5% tariff on all goods coming into the country from Mexico from June 10th. All right. Mexico is a huge trading partner for the United States. They said this will gradually increase until the legal immigration problem is remedied. There was no indication what would constitute an illegal problem being remedied. All right. No numbers, no sort of details other than that. And that's what the market sort of panicked at, because you're putting on a 5% tariff, but you're not really saying what you need to accomplish in order for it to be removed. And I understand both the United States perspective on this and Mexico. However, the market doesn't, and the market's concerned and very uncertain about the future. That led to a big sell-off. All right, it's natural. You only expect to see that. Now, here's the thing. I thought that this week we would have a nice strong close on a Friday, because we typically do have a nice Friday ramp into the closing bell. And I think today you have to sell rallies. All right, and you got to start on the bear side, because big money institutional size accounts haven't had a crack at this market yet. They're not selling overnight. They know they can't let go 5,000-6,000 e-mini contracts. All right, they need volume and liquidity. And this morning, we're going to get some liquidity. So this morning, look for a little bit of a rebound, very temporary rebound on low volume. and just sell rallies for the early part of the morning. I think that's the way to go. All right. It's going to be hard to sustain any kind of bullish momentum with this kind of news. Donald Trump then said he's going to increase tariffs on Mexico. Gold climbed back above $1,300 an ounce. And here's the big question, right? There's a China trade war, right? There's sanctions on Iran. There's a Venezuela situation. There's like 4 or 5 really big events going on, and now you throw this one on there as well. There's only so much that you could put on the shoulders of giants before they crumble as well. And this is where the worry is at the moment. All right, in reaction to that news, the Dow Jones slid 283 points. The 10-year U.S. Treasury dropped 2.16 on the yield, which is a 20-month low. And the reason treasuries drop on these kind of events is treasury yields move with the market. And if you want to know why, it all comes down to asset allocation. All right. If an institutional fund is selling equities, they're taking that money and putting it into safety. What does safety look like? Gold bonds, primarily. So they're taking the money out of equity, buying bonds with it. And what ends up happening as you buy more bonds is you're willing to pay more for the bond. You're willing to accept a less of a yield, right? Less of a return just so you could be in safety. So safety is getting bid up at the moment. That's something that's really important and to track with for today. In today's markets, sea of red across the board. All right, Japan down 1.6, Hong Kong down 0.8, China down 0.2, India down 0.3. In Europe, London's down 1.2, Paris down 1.6, Frankfurt down 2%. All right, in the United States, Dow, S&P down over 1.1%, NASDAQ down 1.5%. So tech share is getting battered this morning, and I think there's more to come. Right, I think we're only getting started here. This morning, we saw a really interesting update, and this is a bullish news event for the market for 99% of retail investors, and a few of them will pick out that, hey, this is actually not good news. Personal income rose 0.5% versus 0.3 expected. All right, great. That's amazing. People are making more income. How is that a negative thing? It's not. It's not negative for the everyday person. Personal spending went up 0.3% versus 0.2 expected. And the prior number for personal spending was revised higher from 0.9 to 1.1%. How is this bad for a market? It's great for the everyday person. However, this is a core sign of inflation. If you want to know what number the Federal Reserve tracks, it's this number right here. It's not CPI. All right, CPI is more volatile, and the headline number includes energy and food as well, which is very volatile. And so the Fed has seen this morning and said, by jolly, there's some inflation coming in. And what happens when inflation comes in? They have to go hawkish. So this is taking a little bit of the expectation for a rate cut off, and inflation's ticking up. And the Fed will be under enormous pressure if the inflation goes up to hike rates. And if they don't hike rates as inflation's going up, they're going to have some serious explaining to do. And that's kind of the conundrum we're in. So even though this is a positive economic news event for everybody, it's actually pretty bearish for the stock market. So that's not helping. 9:15, we'll have Fed's Bostic speaking. 9:45, we have Chicago PMI number coming out. 10 a.m. consumer sentiment. So it's not a light economic calendar day by any stretch. 12 p.m. Fed's Williams is speaking on monetary policy, theory, and practice, and the lower bound of interest rates. One hell of a conference. You know those conference signs that they have to get? I'd love to see that name on the conference sign. They have to have like 2 of them. All right. 1 p.m. Baker Hughes rig count. That's going to impact oil. 3 p.m. farm prices. One of our subs, one of our team members, Dwayne, will love that. Just kidding, Dwayne. That's it. That's all I got for you guys this morning. This is a big risk on or risk off environment at the moment. Oh, we forgot to talk about oil, Bitcoin, all that other stuff. Let's cover them very quickly. Crude's down 2%, 55.43. The open price here was 55.40 on crude. Spot price at the moment, 55.16. Overnight lows at these 54.83s. Crude oil is trading in the 54 range. We have a support target down at 52. When we're trading 57, everyone thought we were nuts. We're getting closer to 52 now. And Bitcoin down about 5%. To just above 8,000 once again. Really interesting to see how Bitcoin reacts in this environment. When we saw earlier market selling, we saw Bitcoin appreciate. Now that we're seeing markets sell off on some big news, Bitcoin's dropping as well. So it hasn't really cemented its place as a safe haven yet. If it does, and when it does, and if it does, all right, you're going to see a lot of institutional money start to chase Bitcoin. That's going to push prices up. Becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We just need some of the leaders to start it out. All right. At the moment, it's not looking like a safe haven asset. It's still looking like a risk on asset or an investment you make when you feel like making a risky investment. All right. If markets slump and then a lot of money flows into Bitcoin, we know that's transferring to the safe haven asset, and we're keeping an eye out on that. All right, you guys have a great rest of your days. Thank you for being here. It's the last day of the week. Let's get out there and have a great day. Shut her down. We've had amazing performance in our trading room this week. I'm very proud of the whole team. Proud of you guys. And let's wrap it up on a great day as well. There's going to be a ton of opportunity. We're looking for the downside, and if for whatever reason market turns and has momentum to the upside, we're going to start buying. Right? We're not going to allow our opinion and pre-market idea to slaughter our account results. Not acceptable. Right? We're starting with an idea, watching for confirmation, and it's either going to confirm it's a right idea or it's going to deny it, and then we have to flip to the other side. Beautiful thing about trading is there's only two sides you can be on. All right, imagine everything in life was that simple. So have a great day. Have an awesome rest of your weekend. This is my second last opportunity to tell you this, and so I will. Prices are increasing for TRADEPRO Academy. We've added a ton of value in our products and our packages, and it's the closest thing you're going to get to a proprietary trading environment online from the comfort of your bedroom. So check it out. Our education's bar none. I was talking to somebody in the industry yesterday. I was telling them, hey, look, we actually have people that are in this community that have quit and gone full time. And he was shocked. And he works for some pretty big trading companies. I'm not mentioning any names or anything like that. And he was like, you should have a counter on your website for that. Obviously, he's a marketing guy. I was like, you know what? There's some things you just, you want to keep to yourself. And that's one of them. So awesome community. Prices are going up as of Monday at midnight. So that's Tuesday morning at 12:01 basically. So you have all of Monday Eastern. Now's your chance to join us, because after that, the prices are going to go up and you'll never pay this low of an opportunity ever again. Your choice. I'll leave it to you. Hope to see you in the room. Have a great weekend to you and your families. Send you all love, joy, and happiness. I appreciate you all. And be good out there and enjoy your weekend. Work hard, play hard as well. Take care. Bye. Trade Pros in the room. Let's get started with some of our levels. It's kind of funny. If you guys could see the screen being shared here, I had the 27.53 3/4 as the level from some point below. And that's exactly in the middle where the overnight low formed. It goes to show you that when you have the good levels and you extend them, prices will retest them at some point. So when do you delete a good level? Never. All right, let's get started. I'll cover the S&P 500. I'll give you some analysis levels, and I'm looking at really one high probability, low risk area to put the short in on the SPOOs. We are going to have to get a little bit of a rally first. The moment gold, the yen, the dollar, and bonds are tracking higher as equities are sinking. So there's some sell side momentum, but volumes are pretty weak. I mean, we have 400. It's not weak actually. 486,000 on the SPOOs before the opening bell, and I think they're going to come out even more as the 9:30 bell hits. All right, got a lot of opportunity. I'll give you some levels, and then I send over to Victoria to talk about NASDAQ, and then Steven to talk about things about oil. Okay, see you guys later. Have a great day.